Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be taking a look at the good old Duramax here, starting to show her age just a little bit. It's having a little bit of an issue where whenever I very first turn it on or the truck's been sitting for a while, it's really hard to turn the steering wheel left and right. And also if I'm sitting at idle, push the brakes in and try to turn the wheel, it locks up to where I can only go about one turn left and then it just doesn't want to go anymore. It's like I've lost all power steering. So we're gonna kind of do the shotgun approach, if you will. I'm gonna throw a power steering pump on this thing and hope that it's not the gearbox or the Hydroboost or something else. This is just a best guess here. So we're gonna drive this truck in the shop and I'm gonna show you step by step on how to replace this thing. So please do keep in mind during this video that I'm gonna try to figure it out as I go along with you guys and give you the steps that I'm taking. There's multiple ways to do this, some harder, some easier. I'm gonna try to do it the easiest way that I think I can. My dad's had to do this before, so he's given me some advice, but I hadn't really watched any videos on how to do it, so we'll just figure it out as we go along here. But really the biggest things you're gonna need are some basic hand tools, socket set, and then you're going to need a pulley puller because you're gonna have to pull the pulley off of the pump itself, which I went to O'Reilly first, but they had actually rented these out. But you can go rent a pulley puller from AutoZone, O'Reilly. AutoZone's where I ended up getting mine, but this will help you pull the pulley off. 40 bucks. I mean, you basically buy it and you return the tool, but if you want to keep it, about 40 bucks for the set here. And then you have to buy your pump too. And talking to my dad, and he's talked to a few different people, a lot of folks will say that, you know, you can go cheaper, and at some of the big box store names for auto parts, you can buy some of the remans, but it sounds like you're really better off to buy a brand new one if you can. So what we got was a brand new AC Delco. I'm gonna leave an affiliate link for this particular truck right here. I think this is gonna fit basically the heavy duty 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks, whether it's a gas, whether it's a diesel. Just double check with Amazon, make sure it will fit your rig. But I'll leave that down below so you guys can see the part number and reference it. An AC Delco, that's the original OEM brand for this truck, so it's going to be the same thing this had from the factory. And I figure if I can get over 220,000 miles with the original fluid, then hey, that's probably a pretty good pump. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is let's pop the hood and let's just kind of assess what we've got in there. I'll show you exactly where the power steering pump is, and we'll look at what's the best way to tackle this. So whenever we pop the hood, got my little helper here today. When we pop the hood, power steering pump is right here. So to me, it looks like you can see some fluid. Don't mind that. That's where I've just tried to flush it. We've got one here. It seems like there's one down a little bit lower. And then if I'm not mistaken, there are 3 in the front. One here, one down lower, and then another one. So first thing that we're gonna try just to really assess this is we're gonna take the belt off. So to do that, we need our 1/2-inch breaker bar. It's been so long since I've worked in my shop, don't remember where all my tools are. Hopefully my helper doesn't scatter my tools everywhere on earth. But basically all you do is you find the tensioner, which if I remember right, is right here. So put your breaker bar in there. You just turn it towards the driver's side, and what'll happen is you can relieve the tension right up here. Sorry guys, I wasn't able to show you well just because it's kind of a tough job for me being a small guy, so I had to take both hands to do it. But now that we've got the tension off, we can go ahead and we can take the belt off of the pulley for the power steering pump here. And then we can start assessing the best way to pull this bad boy off. All right, after looking at it just a little bit, I think what I'd like to do is go ahead and I'm going to take this liner out right here. I'm just the little splash guard. And all it is it looks like there may be a few bolts here, but it's mostly just those little plastic tabs. You put a screwdriver in there or something and pull it out, and then basically this whole thing is going to come out. That's going to allow us some more access to see in here. You can pull the whole tire off if you want to allow for more clearance, but this truck with having a little bit of a lift on it in the front end, I think it may give me enough clearance in there to work anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling this out. Next time you see it, the little splash guard is gonna be out. Okay, I got the liner pulled. I think that's as far as I'm gonna go because this bolt right here is being a pain in the butt trying to get on the back side of it. And I think this will get me enough clearance anyway. So looking in here, what are we looking at? It looks like that is probably the back of the pump right there. If I'm not mistaken, we've got, let's see if I can get in here and look. There is a high pressure line. Yep. It's going to be hard to see. I'm going to do my best for you guys here. There's a high pressure nut here. Try to figure out what that is. We got to take that off. There is a line that runs up front, it looks like. Okay, so there's a fitting right here that we got to take off. It looks like that's just a clamp so we can get like a pair of channel locks. Squeeze that, push it off. I think we're going to lose some fluid when that happens. So we're going to take the high pressure line off right here, this nut. We're going to take this guy off, just the clamp. I'm going to set this under the truck, try to catch as much power steering fluid as we can. And then it seems like up top, there may have been another line. Oh, right back here. That's what it was. There's a line right back here. Once again, though, pair of channel locks. So we free those 3 hoses, lines. Those are all the lines. Then we can actually move on to the nuts. Holy cow, guys. I got it out. That was a bit of more of a job than what I anticipated. It's not really hard. It's just frustrating. There's lots of stuff in the way. Here's the pump. It's out. I'm going to show you on the pump so you can see exactly what you're looking at in there. So this is the whole pump, the whole unit with the pulley on it still. There's 8 things you have to get. This top line is just held on with a little clamp that I use my channel locks on. You squeeze it, wiggle it back and forth, hose will pull off. This one was a royal pain in the butt just because it was tight in there. Channel locks didn't want to fit very well. What I ended up doing was actually pulling the nuts of the pump off before I got this, but same concept. Put your channel locks on there, wiggle the metal clip back and forth till it falls off. There was this guy right here. It was a 16 or 17 millimeter. I'm not, to be honest, sure. What I ended up doing was getting me a crescent wrench, adjusting it. And once I broke it loose, I mean, as soon as it broke loose, it just unthreaded by hand. So that wasn't too bad. Then what you've got a 10 millimeter bolt right here. That's what holds your little battery connector on, where the wire runs in, or you're gonna ground it if you're gonna jump it. You've got 2 bolts here, 15 millimeter, that hold it on. Then you got 3 bolts in the front. 1, 2, 3. Pop all 6 of those bolts out, and then you can literally lift this thing up through the engine bay. However, while this part's actually easy, this being a diesel with a turbo on it, I had to pull the intercooler pipe, which I don't know if you're gonna have anything in the way on a gasser or not, but I had to pull this whole freaking thing, which, oh, it's kind of dark and hard to see in here. It came off this boot right here. There's a little clamp somewhere. It must still be on the boot. I hope it is anyway. But there's a little clamp that you have to take off. And then I undid it from the top of the turbo right here. And then I was able to pull it down through the fender well here. Once I did that, I had enough room to actually work in here and get the job done. But did have to take that intercooler pipe out. That was honestly more frustrating than anything for me. I don't know why it's just a booger to come out. But then you can pretty much pull it from the top here. I mean, look, I didn't take the fan shroud off or anything. That's what my dad said he didn't have to do. And you don't have to. You really don't have to. It just came right out once I got all that stuff off. So now I'm going to figure out how to use that pulley puller that I rented. Where'd I put the thing? Over here. Let's see if we can get this thing pulled or not. That way, hopefully, my new AC Delco pump gets delivered today. All right, I'm gonna work on this, see if I can figure out how to use this pulley puller. To be honest, I've never done it before, so we'll find out here. It looks to me like you've got, yeah, it does fit on there. Okay, that's what my dad was saying. You just fit these 2 sides on, it looks like, and then maybe push this in. Well, we'll get her figured out here. Well, that lens is dirty. Let me fix you guys here. Is that better? Good. Okay. So, pulley puller is actually simple to use if you have an impactor, unless you're really, really strong. So, you see I've got the pulley off. All you do to pull the pulley, it looks to like, is you take this piece right here, And what you do is you unthread this all the way down. You can see it's all the way up right now. But you thread this bottom part all the way to the bottom. So you can see I've almost got it threaded all the way down, but thread it to the bottom there, flush. You set this on there. Then what you do is you set these little clips on the bottom of the pulley here, one on each side. That way it puts pressure and nothing can move. And then you set this ring over the top, that way nothing can move at all. Then you tighten this one down here. In this case I put my crescent wrench on there to hold it in place. Then I put my impact on here and just tightened it down. And what tightening it down does is forces this stud down in there, which pushes it off the pulley. Like I say, impact saved me here. I tried to do it by hand and I couldn't do it. So I literally just put the impact on there, zipped her down, and it was good to go. So pulley puller saved me. If you had to buy one of these, 40 bucks, well worth it, because I don't know how else you're gonna do it. So we'll clean this up real nice before we take it back to AutoZone. And now I'm all done. I just gotta wait on the post office to get here so we can get our new AC Delco pump and put it on. Pretty excited, guys. All right, guys, we are getting close now. New pump's delivered. I've unboxed it. It looks like it's the same pump anyway. AC Delco here. This one looks like it's maybe some sort of aluminum or something rather than this one. Or maybe it was at one time, it's just covered up or peeled off. I don't really know. But nonetheless, it looks identical. The only thing that I'm seeing that we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to reverse the procedure to install the pulley on it. It looks like we need to take this bracket off here and put on the back. So notice I had these two studs here. Oops, there we go. And then on the front side, it looks like we're gonna have to pull this bracket off and this one and put it on the pump over here because it's threaded. Got threaded slots for those. So I'm gonna put everything over here and then we're gonna install the pulley together. All right, so it's easy to get back on. All I had to do is take this tool, this part of the tool anyway, thread it down in the center of the pulley, and then once it was threaded down as far as I could get it, I just tighten this guy all the way down. That way it puts pressure on it, and then start tightening the top up here. And once I start tightening the top, or down here really, it pushes that pulley back on. So that really wasn't bad. I didn't use the impact for that. But now we've got everything reassembled. As you can see, it's got the brackets on the front and the back. Now we just basically need to drop this thing in. So I won't bore you guys with that, but literally just remember those bolts, go replace them. The 3 up here, the 3 right back here for this bracket, and then connect your hoses on the back. Your high pressure fitting down at the bottom with that nut right here, you can see. And then we'll take these caps off for the other hoses and attach those. So whenever I see you guys next, hopefully we'll have this pump on here and we can start looking at putting the belt back on and taking her for a test drive. And then guys, once you're done, be sure to clean everything up. I always feel like borrowing the tools from AutoZone O'Reilly. I mean, it's like borrowing tools from a friend. Clean them up before you give them back to them. Do the guy at the service desk a favor so he doesn't have to clean them up, or the next guy doesn't have to clean them up. It's the right thing to do, especially if they're gonna have a program like that to loan tools out to you. So we'll get this all cleaned up before we take it back. This thing's ready to drop in place. Holy cow, we are almost there. It's just about as much of a pain to put it in as it is to take it out. So I'll throw some of my sockets in here because we're about to need to take a test drive. But I'm just gonna come back real quick and say, guys, do not forget, before you do fire it up, you need to top off your power steering fluid. So I sure hope I've got, I think, a cord over here. Sorry about the mess. This place stays messy. Let me find that cord I've got and I'll be right back. Okay, found it. Brand new here. I don't care what people say. Super Tech, it's good stuff. Really is good to go. Let's see here. So we need to top this off. So I'm going to do this is I'm going to fire up the engine. After I fill the reservoir up, that is. Fire up the engine, turn the wheel left and right some, come out here, check it, see if it needs topped off again. And I've got the fender well or the splash guard put back in. You may only want to put 1 or 2 in there just in case you have issues and want to redo it. That's probably the smart thing to do. But let's take this cap off and I'm going to fill it up, start it up, and we'll see where we're at. Well, as I'm sitting here in the comfort of my house, just editing on my good old MacBook here, I realized that I never recorded any sort of outro for this video where I actually finished topping it off and taking it for a test drive. So that helped with my issue of steering left to right, but it didn't completely correct it. So Guys, you saw in the video there, it's the same procedure whenever you're putting it back in. You got to make sure to get both of those lines connected, that high pressure nut, make sure it's tightened down. If you forget to tighten it down, you can crawl in under the skid plate and tighten it there, but just try not to forget that one. Then you got the 3 bolts on the front, the nuts, to hold the power steering pump on. Then you got the 3 that are on the side. You just slap that belt back on there and you're good to go. It's really not that bad of a job if you have a hand with you. And oh yeah, and then you got to put your intercooler back on if you're working with a diesel. But going back in, it wasn't quite as bad just because I knew exactly what I was doing. Had to reverse the procedure and it was good to go. So guys, if the video did help you, definitely leave a thumbs up. Be sure to share the video with any friends that may be struggling with this job. And as you saw there, I mean, I just had some regular hand tools, nothing special. You can get the job done and save yourself quite a bit of money. All right, guys, until the next video, take care.